deal. Big means before it's gone, and these are on their way out. And I do not want you to miss out on this because I actually picked up on this last May, and I am in love with my Bernini fountain. This is a 5-in-1, and we're gonna showcase the ways in which it's made up as a 5-in-1, as you can actually see here in this video. But whether you wanna have it standing up in its full form, if you wanna separate the bases and change the way that it looks, you can do that. You can use this as planters, you can use it for bird feed, but better than anything else is you never need to worry about hiring an electrician to come in and run wires. There's no plumbing that's involved, because what this is going to be is battery operated. You're going to just twist it on. Honestly, we did this on Saturday Night Q. Took 37 seconds to assemble when we did it that night. It's super fast, but also it's really, really effective in that you have a gorgeous fountain, but the sound that you hear, that relaxation, calming effect that you get from this, I mean, I literally just want to take a seat and soak it all in. This is a big deal price of $109.98. You're saving $72 from our QVC price. But if you were to go out and shop elsewhere, the comparable retail value of this fountain is $239, and we're $130 less than that. You can put this on an easy payment plan of $22. Plus, I want you to notice that that's shipping and handling, which should be $18.22. We reduced it to under $10 on our big deal. Couple of different options when it comes to the color. The one that I have right here is called Alabaster, and that's going to be that gorgeous, almost like a white, like a cream color, and it's absolutely stunning. We also have it in a terracotta color, which is what you see right here. That's the gray, and the gray is actually the one that I have at home. And we also have it in the bronze. Over 600,000 Bernini fountains have been sold on QVC. This is item number M93906. We're gonna welcome in Jack Yiser, who brings this to us. Jack, this is a fantastic fountain, one that I own, that I'm obsessed with, and really a customer favorite here at QVC.
Oh, thank you very much. And I am so excited for everyone to get to meet the Bari. If this is the first time you've seen it, then I'm glad to introduce it to you. It is amazing. It is something, when you get in close to it, it looks, feels, it is amazingly how well it imitates actual stone. But part of that is because of the Firmastone material that we use. And you can only get a Firmastone fountain at QVC with Bernini because this is a composite mixed with stone, and that's what gives it that lifelike feel, that lifelike texture. And again, you do get it in these beautiful colors with multiple tips, and it is amazing because although it looks like stone, it does not weigh like stone, and so it just makes it even easier to set up. It only weighs about 25 pounds, probably even a little less, but that's what makes it so simple. So it's easy to assemble. There's no plumbing, there's no wiring. It's all something you can do from your home with no tools.
Well, I have it set up here in its full form, similar to what you have there as well. And so if you want to use it standing up like this, you certainly can. You can have this outside, you can have this inside, but I'm amazed that it's battery powered. And so the batteries that you put inside of here, what are we talking about when it comes to like the runtime on that, Jack?
Exactly. So you have 4D batteries, and that can get the fountain to run for 200 days on daily use. So it is amazing how much life we're able to squeeze out of just 4D batteries. It's really simple. You can get a whole season's worth of use out of this fountain, and that's what's so amazing. And again, there's so much to enjoy about this. There's some beautiful video that show all the different ways you can organize this, because I know right here we're showing all this one kind of fountain, but there is at least 5 fountains, maybe more if you're more creative than we are. But there's some beautiful ways you can organize this fountain and even use the extra pieces as planters. Because one of the things I love about this is that once you decide to make it into maybe a tabletop design fountain, is you also have these matching pieces that can be turned into planters. So you don't have to worry about getting something that'll match the Bari. The Bari matches itself. It'll look so amazing in your home. And again, I say home because while this is a garden fountain, you can take this inside, outside. It is meant for everywhere in your home.
I love the creativity that you can have with this. In fact, I didn't realize, Jack, when I purchased this, how this has so many use cases in the ways that you can change it. And I now, myself personally, can't wait to take this back out again when the winter is over and use some of these. Maybe
Exactly.
the base,
Look how you got it right there. That's amazing.
you could use that for bird seed, and so you can use it as like a little bird feeder. You can put succulents in this as well. You can use these as planters and then have this tabletop. And at my house, I have a big, like oversized coffee table outside.
Yeah.
This would be fantastic as the centerpiece.
Definitely. I mean, it is so amazing how much you get to use this fountain. Whereas normally, if you were to go get a fountain from, say, like a nursery or some big box store, they're heavy. They have a lot of plumbing or wiring. So really, you're limited on how many places you can take your fountain. But the amazing thing is, with a Bernini modular fountain, it will go anywhere because there's no plumbing. There is no wiring. It doesn't weigh that much, so you can physically carry it to wherever you want it to be. Bring the peace and tranquility that a fountain can give you anywhere in your home. And I do love, do we have any of the slate blues left? Because that's one of my favorite colors. And I know
we are sold out, actually, unfortunately.
Oh, goodness. We're sold out of the slate blue. Okay,
that's gone.
So I'm sorry, you'll have to ignore that one then. But I do want to just show kind of what you were talking about, how you've done it before, how easy this is to set up. I've got one right here. You can kind of see it maybe down beside me. I've got a fountain right here that needs to be set up. So this is what it'll come like. It comes in all these pieces that you can see. But I'm just going to get started right now because it's so easy to do. I'm going to start. I like to put together the 2 column pieces right here. Okay. So I put these together first, just because, you know, I want to have the majority of the height assembled.
And Jack, do you need any screws or any tools, or is it just screw in?
No, so it's just twist and lock. So right here you can see I'm twisting it until it locks. And then once that's done, then I'm going to take it down to the bottom base. Now the bottom base is something that we've never really done before. Most of our fountains, you just have the column, but this bottom base now is the new piece that we added with the Bari. And again, it's the same twist and lock feature. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep twisting, and then eventually it locks in place. And then I'm going to bring on the bowl. So now that I got the bowl here, I want to line it up with the column, get this twisted on until it locks. It's right there. I can feel it secure. It's not going anywhere. Now I want to get the tower. Now the tower is what houses our fountain pump. So there is one little thing you can do here. This is something that you can add or take away if you want, but there's these little pegs that we built for shipping. And so what you want to do is, if one of these breaks off, it's not a big deal and it's causing the fountain to imbalance, you can just pluck it off yourself like that. So this is the only time you would potentially need a tool, but this is honestly optional. You can leave or keep these pegs on the bottom here, but we'll just set that aside for right now. And now I'm going to twist on the fountain tower. Now this has our our exclusive fountain pump design. So what you can see here is no one else does it like this. Everyone else, there's some cord, there's some plumbing, there's something that needs to happen. But with Bernini, it's all in one. So you can see the entire fountain assembly goes in like that. And then all I gotta do is add water. And once I add water, like so, it's as easy as pushing a button. And oh, there we go.
Look at that.
Instantly we have a fountain. And that's what's so amazing.
Jack, the design that we see right there is a little bit different than the design I see in the studio. It's a little bit different than the one that's over there. But do you get all the tips so you can have that different fountain experience?
Correct. So I can describe like the one that you have right in front of you. That's just the normal bubbler. So with no tip on it, that's how your fountain will work. But what I have in front of me on the gray unit right here is the umbrella. So that shoots off all these, what is that? That's I want to say 6 or 7 beautiful little streams of water right around the top. This is a great setting for inside because there's low splash. But then on my right and left, you can see these are a bit taller. These ones are a bit more dramatic. I love the rain shower because it has a different sound to it. It has a very different sound profile from all the rest. Wow. But my favorite, while I do love the way this looks with the rain shower topper on it, and it does create this beautiful water droplet effect, my favorite by far is what I get on the navy, or on the slate blue fountain that we have over here, which is the pirouette. This is so amazing. It's so animated and lifelike and natural. It almost reminds me of like a flame, a flickering flame, how it just moves up and dances. That shape is just so beautiful. It's so interesting to watch. And it just is amazing. Because like this is what you think of when you think of a fountain. You think of these like lifelike water forms just flowing up into the water, or flowing up into the sky. And Honestly,
Right.
it's just so beautiful.
Well, Jack, you know what else you think of? You think of a price tag that is way higher than $109.98.
Exactly. Add a zero. Add
Much-
maybe 2 zeros.
Right. I mean, truly, when you take a look at this, like this is that fountain that you've always dreamed of having, but you thought maybe you would need a company to come in to maybe special make it for you, or you would have to have a company come in to be able to dig underneath the ground, to run the water line, to run the electric to it, when the reality is you simply can place this anywhere. While it has that big luxurious look and honestly a price tag that's a lot bigger, normally at $182, plus a comparable retail value of $239 if you were to go shop elsewhere. What you're seeing here today is an extraordinary big deal. It's available on an easy payment of just $22, and then we reduced the shipping and handling on this as well. I will tell you from my own personal experience of having the Bernini fountain right up front in my front yard, my front yard has become that little oasis. In the summertime, Nick and I will go on a run around our neighborhood, and then we've got 2 chairs. We literally come over, we hit the fountain, go inside, grab some iced tea, sit down in the chair, and just relax after a run. I'll also tell you it's the way that my future mother-in-law comes out and spends the morning with a cup of coffee just right out front with that sound of just the running water and the sun beaming down. It, for us, has really made our space so enjoyable. And the great thing about QVC is we give you a 30-day return policy. So I encourage you, when the easy payment is just $22, to pick up on this and give it a try, whether you're using it inside or if you're using it outside. If you don't absolutely fall in love with it like I have, like my family has, like my neighbors who drive by and text like, hey, nice fountain, where'd you get that? Then send it back. There's nothing wrong with that because we want you to love what you find here at QVC. But I will tell you what, when that easy payment is just $22, it is so affordable to be able to bring home something that you may have thought was unattainable, but here at QVC, it becomes attainable. Jack, when we use this, is there any type of water that we need for this? Is it just like right from the hose, or is it distilled water? What's the instruction with the type of water we use?
You know, we use, honestly, I just got this water from a hose. So you can use any kind of water. I know there's a lot of people who will put a little bit of vinegar in with their water because that helps prevent algae buildup. Now, granted, as long as the fountain keeps moving, keeps watering, there shouldn't be too much buildup. So just a refresh of water every now and then is great. But I mean, I just love how beautiful this looks, how much it looks like stone. Like to me, this reminds me of like English stone architecture or stone masonry, like all the people that make those beautiful gray stone lion heads and such outside of big buildings. That's what this reminds me of in this gray. And it is so regal and nice. And I do love, like, especially the alabaster in front of you. You can see that texture just so well and how much it just looks and feels like stone.
So nice.
It's honestly amazing what we're able to do with our firm stone technology.
It makes me feel like I'm going back to Italy, Jack. Like that's kind of what I feel like as I'm looking at those fountains. I have the alabaster in front of me. Jack has the gray in front of him. And then we also have this available in terracotta and in bronze as well. But this is the gray that you see there. That's the bronze. That's been our most popular in this show. And when Jack was talking about the algae, Jack, I just did like a quick little Google search and I found a little thing that I added into mine, and it was so helpful to be able to have that. Depends on where you live in the area, but I have a lot of pollen by my area, so that grew quite quickly. But yeah, no, I love the idea of the vinegar too, so thanks so much, Jack. Yeah. You're gonna be back a little bit later on too.
Oh yeah, yes, definitely.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
All right, see ya.
One of the items that Jack is gonna be back with